And this evening we are having, thank you. This evening we're having our city council candidates as well as the, I hope I say this word correctly, mayoral candidates. Are you good? Good. They'll speak. Here, hold on. Here's, we are just, so what I want to do is each of the candidates will introduce themselves. So they're each going to have how this is going to work is they'll each have 3 minutes to talk about their platform. Good, thank you for coming. And I've handed out cards to the audience, and if you'd like to ask a question, we're going to collect the cards, and as time allows, the way I figure it is 3 minutes with other candidates will be about 20 minutes. That gives us 70 minutes to ask questions. So it might be 5 or 6 that each of the candidates can answer that question. That's pretty much what we're going to do. We have the place until 9 o'clock. That should take us roughly to 8:30, so that also gives a little bit more time if someone would like to speak to one of the candidates privately. So that's what we're doing. I want to thank Brenda Lee for helping me with this whole bit. And I'm really a seat of my pants kind of guy, so this has been pretty impressive. I remember to read the cards. Julianne Brown is the timekeeper. She's got her 1 minute and her 30-second deal. Okay. So we'll see that. And George Lee is here, and he'll be asking the questions. And if no one minds, if you do mind, that's certainly okay. We would like to videotape it so that the people that couldn't be here, they can go on our website. If that's okay? Is that all right that we do that?
As long as I get part of the role.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's so many of them. By the way, I'm asking for a raise as the president from 0 to 0 plus. That's what we do. Yeah, which is, you know, volunteering is, you can look at it 2 ways. You can say, wow, you guys are great, you're wonderful, thank you. Or, as my old man used to say, rest his soul, you get what you pay for. Notice I was far away from the big guy. Anyway, no, thanks. Sincere appreciation for coming out. We're all very interested. We're happy you're here. We have a great neighborhood, and I know there's some folks here from Kevin Park. One is, I know at least one person from Silk Stockton is also in that same district. So again, I want to thank you. What I think we'll do is we'll start with the city council members with their 3 minutes, and then we'll go into the mayoral candidates. Okay? Great. Susan, you want to kick it off, please?
Not really, but I guess I will. Is it on?
Yes.
It's always best to be the last one, so dubious honor to be first. I'm Susan Fenelon, running for City Council, District 2. Some of you may recall I was on City Council in 2008 to 2010 from District 4. This was at the time when you were represented by Elizabeth Beacon. So when they redid the districting, the line moved a little bit, and now I'm in District 2. But so many of the issues are relevant to both Districts 2 and 4, so it's not really a major issue. I live right behind the seawall. Here about 34th and R&A, so seawall issues are, are personal, and really most of Galveston's issues are larger than that. I'm really not sure what the topics that people are interested in this year, so I'll just tell you why I decided to run again this time. Because we all know that City Council is not really a very pleasant place to be. I was watching City Council and they approved the huge 28-story variance. And I was like, enough is enough. A little common sense, a little reasonable give and take, but if you're gonna be totally outrageous, it's time for, common sense, straightforward. If you remember when I was on council before, I state my reasons for being for or against something. I try to ask intelligent questions, then I vote, and I want to move on to something else. I'm just about the neighborhoods. I'm not about other things, really. I'm about making it a nicer place to live and putting the focus on the residents and making it a nicer place. Hopefully you'll ask questions later and I'll be more constructive. I'll pass on the mic.
Okay, Craig Brown?
Well, I wanted to thank, first of all, the San Jacinto Neighborhood Association for having this forum. For those of you that I have not met, I am Craig Brown. I'm running for City Council District 2 here. And to give you a little background into who I am a pediatric dentist by profession. I retired about 20 years ago. My wife and I, Angela, moved to Galveston 20 years ago and settled on the West End. And we enjoyed it there for about 9 years, but to be very honest, it's a lovely place, but it was not a place for us. We moved down to the East End here about 11 years ago, and we love it here. It's our home, and we feel comfortable here. We decided to become involved in the community, and we wanted to give back to the community of Galveston because we love it so much. When we moved to the East End, I got involved. I was on the Planning Commission for about 5 years, on the Landmark Commission for a number of years, president of the Downtown Partnership for a few years, and currently have been serving chairman of the Park Board for the last 5 years. And during that time of service to the community, I have developed an idea of how things happen here in Galveston, how things don't happen. I have developed contacts with individuals, not only in Galveston and organizations in Galveston here, but I've also developed contacts with county and state individuals. And with the Park Board, I work with the GLO almost on a weekly basis, so I do have a good rapport with them. I live by the adage, don't pay attention to what people say, but what people do. And I think if you will look at my record, as I have served on particular commissions and boards, I am about getting things accomplished. I would say that we need to build trust in the city. That's done by having a respectful, transparent, professionally run city council. And the other thing is that we need to put emphasis on these neighborhoods. I can tell you without a doubt that the neighborhoods are the economic base of this island. That 40% of the general fund revenue comes from property taxes, 30% comes from sales tax, and the remainder comes from water and sewage fees. We've got to put emphasis on these neighborhoods. They are the fundamental, the future of our city lies in these neighborhoods. And if I'm elected and fortunate enough to be elected, I will follow that with every bit of my energy that I can to support you and represent District 2. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Richard Beatty. I live at 1514 Avenue M. I'm running for council because I think that we have had an intermission that we really haven't needed. We need to build bridges. We need to build bridges not only to Pelican Island and to the mainland in terms of a rail bridge, but we need to build bridges between the entities that support us when we absolutely need them, such as GLO and HUD, who still have close to $500 million in the bands that we sorely need for our infrastructure. In District 2, we have too many streets that are flooding after heavy rain. We have too many streets in disrepair, and we still don't know whether all of our fire hydrants are working. I think these are things we need that should have been paid attention to, but have not. I also think that we've got to get the citizens of District 2 and Galveston back into the mix. We've been neglected. We have paid far too much attention to actions dealing with tourism and far too less attention to what's happening between the seawall and Harborside. I think that as a council person, you've got to be able to measure each and every proposed action against what it does for the city, what it does to the city, what it does for the citizens of the city. There's been far too much acrimony, too much division in this city over the last couple of years. This is something I did not expect when my wife and I decided to live here after retirement. I also think that we need an independent view. We need new ideas. We can't leave everything that happens at the city council level up to people whom we have heard so much from over the last few years and seen so little done. We need to put the citizens back in the mix. We are the lifeblood of this community. Visitors come and go, but we have to live here. And we need to be considered in everything that the city does. And I think that everything the city does should be able to show a benefit not only for visitors, but for those of us that live here every day. We are the lifeblood of this city, and we deserve more consideration than what we have been getting in the past few years. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hey folks, there's a lot of seats up front here. There's 4 seats here, there's 2 there, there's another one here. So please come on up and feel comfortable.
It's not the Baptist church, we're not casting fingers.
There's one here, there's some here. All right, Sherry, help yourself. Does anybody need a card to write down a question? Gotta want to write down the other ones. Okay? All righty. As I'm handing those out, Don, how about you first, my friend? Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks to the SJNA Owners Association, Neighborhood Association. I'm Don Maffridge. I'm a candidate for mayor of the city of Galveston. A little bit about my background. I'm a former Galveston City Councilman, former member and chairman of the Park Board of Trustees, chairman of the City of Galveston Finance Committee, Galveston Island Redevelopment Authority Board, chairman of the Concerned Taxpayers Coalition, City of Galveston Windstorm Action Board Committee, former City of Galveston Planning Commission, City of Galveston Firefighters Pension Board, City of Galveston Crime Stoppers Board, Galveston Island Neighborhood Association Board, which is GAIN, founder, past president, board member, Galveston County Apartment Association. I've served, was appointed to and served on the State of Texas Fair Company Board. I'm a retired colonel in the U.S. Army Reserve with 30 years of service. Over the years, I've made a commitment to the city of Galveston. I've made this commitment without pay. I believe in this city. I love this city. I want to volunteer my services and to do what I think I can be done to straighten out the many issues that we currently have at City Hall. In other points of the city, I am committed to hiring a city manager that is going to be around here for a while. We've gone through 4 city managers in the last couple of years. When I was on council, we hired a city manager for 13 years. I believe in governmental stability. I have experience on council in business to recognize and deal with issues that the city may face. I want to create a consensus on council. And through my leadership, I think I can do that, and also ensure that the city move forward instead of sideways or backwards. I will defend our neighborhoods and support needed infrastructure improvements. That's nice. As your mayor, I also fight for our rights for affordable flood insurance, windstorm insurance, and for funding of the ICOC. These are extremely critical issues that this city is facing, and I'd like to be in a position as your mayor to deal with these problems. Thank you.
I'm Elizabeth Beaton. I am a native Texan. My parents are both many-generation Texans. my dad worked for Texaco, and in those days, the families of oil companies moved a lot. So I went to junior high and high school in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and came back to Texas to go to Rice University and the University of Texas. And then I got a law degree from the University of Texas School of Law and practiced law in Washington, D.C. and Houston. And I married Tim Beaton, a fellow law student from the University of Texas. And we decided to move to Galveston in 1990, almost 25 years ago, because we felt it was a better place to raise our children than Houston was. And I've raised 3 children here. I'm running as a strong, independent leader who's not beholden to any special interests. And I have the benefit of having been on city council for the past 6 years. I was there at the time of the storm and throughout the recovery from the storm. And I've served on numerous committees. And through that process, I've amassed a deep understanding of City Hall, how it functions, what it does, what it doesn't do, what it could do, and what it should do. And I've also worked on other important issues before I became a council member, including leading the effort to save Austin Middle School. If you recall, the school district was going to close that school. And fortunately, we saved it, and it's a critical anchor to the San Jacinto Neighborhood Association and the neighborhood, and it's the most successful middle school in the district now. And I'm proud of that. In my opinion, constituent services are very important, and through responding to the needs of those who are my constituents and those who are not, I've learned how to be an effective problem solver for Galvestonians. But I've never sought a special deal for anyone because I believe in a level playing field. I'm also one of the more prepared members of City Council. I do my homework, and I use my legal training to discern the best interest for the city. My goals as mayor would be to fix up our neighborhoods, our parks, and our major corridors, and that includes Broadway and Seymour. We have a serious problem in moving forward economically in the city when the entrance looks so shabby. That projects to visitors and potential investors and homeowners that they shouldn't expect a quality experience here. And I'll complete my remarks at the end of this time here.
My name is Jim Yarborough, and I want to be your next mayor. I'm here to ask for your support and your vote, and help me accomplish that goal. I want to thank Tom. Tom, you got that mayoral down just like a Texan would say it, so. Can you hear me okay? All right. I learned a long time, I don't make campaign promises. I've had the good fortune to bring to the table in this election a combination of private sector experience. I've been in and around banking and finance and management for 20 or 30 years in the private sector. But I also bring 20 years as an elected official. Had the good fortune to serve with Isola College on the school